In this lesson, we're going to learn our first ITF pattern. So ITF is the International Taekwondo Federation. And that is the set of patterns that we use. The Kibon patterns are preparatory patterns to help get you ready for the ITF patterns, and they also help address some of the shortcomings in the ITF patterns. So Chon-Ji is our first official ITF pattern. And in case you're wondering, most of the patterns are named after famous historical Korean people. So that's why you get some of the unusual names there. Most, but not all of them, are named after famous Korean people. So you don't have to know the meanings behind them. Right now it's enough for you to learn the movements of the patterns and understand how to perform the patterns. So this video is going to be a tutorial video on how to do Chon-Ji. In the next lesson, you're going to see me do the pattern at the usual or typical pace from beginning to end with no instruction. So this is important if you're learning the pattern or if you need review. Good, so from Chun-Bi, so we're going to go through it step by step. First movement in the pattern, low block in a walking stance. So left low block, walking stance. From there, stepping forward, walking stance, right middle punch. Then from there, pivoting, 180 degrees, do a right low block. All of these are in walking stance. Step forward, left middle punch. And coming back to the center again, left low block, stepping forward, right middle punch. Now turning 180 degrees, right low block in walking stance, stepping forward, left middle punch. Now from here, so we did all four directions, low block and middle punch. Now from this position here, we're going to do all four directions, L stance, reverse middle block, and then stepping forward, middle punch in walking stance. So now changing between L stance and walking stance each time. So pivoting, right reverse middle block in L stance, step forward, left middle punch. Then left reverse middle block, stepping forward, right middle punch. Then coming back to the center or facing forward again, the way you started, reverse middle block, stepping forward, middle punch. Then what you're going to do is take one more step forward and do a middle punch. Then you're going to step backward. Middle punch with the left, step back again, and right middle punch in walking stance and finish. And then come on, bring your back leg forward. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, always. And you come back to ready stance at the end of the pattern. That is the full pattern. So very important, when you get to the end of the pattern and you key up, a key up is just a shout or a yell. It is not a spoken word. So do not say the name of the pattern ever as part of your key up. A key up is just, it's just a shout. It's a yell. And there's a reason for that. So, again, looking at it one more time from beginning to end. And again, I gotta really make sure that I stay on camera for all of these because space is at a premium here. So, low block in a walking stance, stepping forward, middle punch, and make sure that you're punching center, solar plexus level. Don't have your punch off to the side. Pivoting, low block, stepping forward, middle punch. Turning 90 degrees, low block, middle punch. Turning 180 degrees, low block, middle punch. And from there, turning 90 degrees to the left, middle block, stepping forward, middle punch. Turning 180, middle block, middle punch. Turning 90 degrees left, middle block, middle punch. Turning 180, middle block, step forward, middle punch. And then the only difference here is we take one more step forward, and then we take 2 steps coming back. And key up on that final movement. So very important, the final movement in every pattern has a key up. Some patterns have key ups within the pattern besides just the final movement. But there's always a key up on the final move of the pattern, always. So that is pattern Chon-Ji. Now some schools will teach it at high level white belt. We teach it at yellow belt because it involves and requires L stance. So for our philosophy, our students starting out at white belt, it's enough to learn walking stance and sitting stance. L stance is too much. So we introduce L stance at yellow belt. So that's why you see the Kibon patterns at white belt level when the student is just beginning. It's very, very, very basic. And then Chon-Ji, the first official ITF pattern, we teach at yellow belt. Because you need to understand L stance, you need to be able to move between L stance and walking stance. So there's a lot more to it, a lot more involved than what there was in our first few Kibon patterns. So that is pattern Chon-Ji. And we say Chon-Ji Hyung because Hyung means pattern in Korean. So that is Chon-Ji Hyung.